여기는 어딜까요 근데? 틸다의 저택? 아, 이 남쪽은 이렇게 돼 있었구나.
What was all this for? Some kind of
캡슐이네.
survival bunker?
근데 뭐 문이 열린 게 하나밖에 없고 이쪽은 나가는 문인가? 일단 아침 먹으러 갑시다. 오,
What is this?
틸다 개인 취향인가봐.
from my collection. Rescued and stored here just before I went off-world. Take a look, if you like. I'm curious to hear your impressions.
My friend is dead. Beta and Gaia are gone, and you want me to look at old paintings?
Don't be so quick to dismiss the comfort we can find in art, or the insight we might gain.
살펴보고 있어. 그럼 다 보는 거 아니야? 아, 저기 또 있네. 오케이. 광란.
Stunning, isn't it?
아, 설마
Paintings were the
이렇게 하는
only
거구나.
masterpieces of my people's golden age. This is Von Vianen's leaded ewer, molded from a single sheet of silver.
What was it for?
How like Elizabeth you are. Function over form. Its practical purpose was less important than its meaning. Von Vianen created it in honor of his late brother, who himself was a famous silversmith.
A memorial.
Yes. Such beauty from sorrow.
A lot of weight on his shoulders.
그럼 아틀라스인가? 바첸트?
She's pulling out her own hair.
아까 이름이 광키랬지.
Madness out of grief? It's hard to watch her suffer.
The Gust. By Willem van de Velde, the most famous of his many maritime paintings.
A ship crossing into the
저게?
unknown. I guess you're familiar with that.
Indeed, which is why I appreciate this composition in particular. Though waves and wind threaten to destroy the ship, it perseveres, clinging to the light even as
하긴
darkness
제니스나
closes in all
에일로이나
around.
저거에 저 주제에 대해 되게 공감할 수 있지.
Rembrandt's The Night Watch, by far the most famous painting my homeland ever produced. It was commissioned to honor a militia made up of influential citizens.
I guess you must have been an influential citizen.
In my day. But not as influential as you've been in this new world. A portrait of the painter, Rembrandt's son Titus, depicted in the habit of a monk.
I don't get it. Why would someone like you, with infinite resources, care about this painting of a boy in a hood?
It's not the image itself, but the feeling it conveys. The face is bright and defined, but his eyes are downcast, heavy with misfortune. And the background seems to swallow all light. The painting is infused with a sense of loss.
I guess I understand how the painter feels.
아, 그렇게 감상할 수 있구나.
This is Rembrandt painting
이게
Jeremiah, a
렘브란트
man in mourning.
그림 위주로
Mourning
모았네.
what?
His home. The ancient city of Jerusalem. He foresaw its impending doom, but could do nothing to prevent it. So instead, he saved its treasures from destruction, just as I saved these works. You could say we're kindred spirits. Selene and Endymion. She's the goddess of the moon, whereas he's a simple shepherd. Beside her is the god of love, Cupid.
So she's sneaking up on him?
More like visiting him in secret. The torch that Cupid bears represents Selene's undying infatuation with him. Though the two must remain apart, her love will forever burn. My favorite pairing on the left is Woman Reading a Letter by Vermeer.
아, 이어지는 작품이구나.
And on the right is a forgery.
아.
Woman Reading Music, which fooled experts into believing it was a priceless original. Early in my
재밌네.
career, I became fascinated with such deceptions. Eventually, I developed scanning software that could detect fakes with unparalleled accuracy.
Is that how you made enough money to buy your way onto the Odyssey?
Oh no. I made my real fortune later.
이거에 대한 설명은 없어. 아, 끝났구나. 이거 언제 다 보나 싶었는데 그냥 듣다 보니까 술술 재밌네요, 나름.
Done so soon?
I've got more important things.
아, 다 봤잖아.
We both do.
밥 먹자며.
There is much we are trying to save.
이쪽에도
Not
뭐가
the
더
least of
있네.
which is in that vault. There's nothing wrong with savoring such treasures for a moment more. Or come
열어줄
upstairs
거야?
and we'll get down to business. Your choice.
문 열어. 문 열어, 틸다 사장. 아이. 좀 본 거잖아. 뭐 더 없구만. 뭘 선택하래? 다 봤잖아. 여기 있는 걸 보고 싶은데? 아이 참네.
There you are. Feeling better?
How did you find us? At the cauldron? And what did you do to everyone right before I passed out?
All business, I see. Well, suffice it to say we were keeping a very close eye on Hephaestus, knowing we would need it at some point. Your ruse didn't fool us, and as for my little trick, it was an overload of the senses, accompanied by an energy discharge. Gerard and Eric were only momentarily disoriented due to their shields, but it rendered you unconscious while I got you out. Perhaps some breakfast might steady you a bit?
그럴 상황이 아니긴 하지만 근데 밥은 먹어야 사람이 움직이지. 여기 되게 신선하다.
This was your house. The one you recreated for Beta, in the data channel you shared.
How perceptive of you. Please, this way.
너 근데 그 옷 안 불편하냐?
After everything your people have done, you think I'm just gonna sit down and have a chat with you?
They're not my people. They never were, and especially not now.
You shot off into space with them, and lived with them for 1,000 years before coming back. So what made you suddenly turn on them?
Quite simply, this.
포커스?
My old focus. You repaired it? But that means you've seen.
Incredible things. What you've accomplished in 2 decades of life.
에일로이
1,000 years of my
20살이었어?
back and I haven't even come close. I'm sorry if I invaded your
아
privacy,
근데
but I had to.
이 제작진 참 게릴라 제작진 참 나쁜 게 어떻게 이름을 사람 이름을 로스트로 지냐.
You truly are Elizabeth's blood. With her drive, her sense of mission, her integrity. Watching all this shamed me for the company that I've kept. Having seen it, all I want is to help you.
Even if it means stopping your friends?
Especially so. Please, sit down.
일단 얘기 들어서 손해 볼 건 없잖아. 응? 사과도 좀 먹고.
There. That's better. Now, we must recover Beta and Gaia at all costs. By now, you must know that Gerard intends to use Gaia to reboot the Earth's biosphere. Remaking this world to specifications that would only suit us immortals.
그렇겠지.
This process will kill every living thing on the planet. He calls it a clean install.
Not if I stop him first.
Not if we do. And once he and the others are gone, we can work together to fulfill Elizabeth's dream. I'm sure Beta told you that there's a build of the Apollo database on board our ship. A complete collection of human knowledge. With that and Gaia, we could do everything Elizabeth wanted. Heal the biosphere, educate the people of this world, uplift them. Create the world she imagined.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. From what I've seen, your friends are invincible.
I do wish you would stop calling them my friends. And they're not invincible. In fact, a friend of yours has found a way to defeat them.
Silence.
He's been a busy bee, building an army powerful enough to crash through Gerard's precious base.
지금도 사일렌스랑 손잡아야 되지 않을까?
Even now, she's preparing a final march on the Tanakh capital. When she wins, she'll have the entire tribe under her control. Hundreds of warriors and machines to throw at the base. She's been duped. They'll all perish, of course. But it should be enough to break Gerard's defenses and allow Silence to kill him. Along with all the others.
Using the new weapon he's developed.
Yes, he's found a way to circumvent our shields. Truly an exceptional man. He's planned for everything. Except you and me. You see, while his army is battering down Gerard's doors, you and I will sneak in through a back way.
그럼 레갈라를 죽이면 안 되겠네?
One that only I know about. While Silence and my friends are busy battling each other, we'll take back Beta and Gaia. I told you I want to help you. I mean it.
믿어도 되지 않을까 그냥? 되게 심플하게? 아 근데 물어보겠네 이거저것도. 그치?
You said Beta is not in urgent danger, so what are the Zeniths doing to her?
이거 대화 파트구나 이 퀘스트.
Merging Hephaestus with Gaia. A difficult, time-consuming task as they will compel her if need be. She's the only one who can do it.
Because you people made her to be nothing but a tool.
Gerard's idea, not mine.
그 뭐
They
결과가
always
어쨌든
viewed me
그냥
with suspicion
결론이
when I
그렇다는 건데
attempted
뭐야.
any form of kindness towards her. That's why I created the data channel.
So this channel you shared with Beta.
Gerard believes he's the most cunning of. Even after 1,000 years, he still can't imagine. The channel allowed me to interact with Beta away from there. It offered us a chance to.
Until you cut off all contact.
Yes. Though it pained me.
She felt like you tossed her aside.
I was afraid the others would punish her. She may not have had the comforts of friendship, but at least I ensured she was safe. I know it seems harsh, but you must believe that.
Why did you make the data channel?
I built this house as a safe place. Cultural artifacts of ink, truly some of the greatest achievements.
And you wanted Beta to see.
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and
마음이
technical.
같구나.
I thought if she could experience, it would bring something, a heritage, every bit as valid. Data being drummed in. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but she needed its shelter.
My old focus.
When we encountered you at the Hades Proving Lab, Gerard saw you as a redundancy. I knew better. You were a revelation. After your dramatic escape, bravo, by the way. Gerard and Eric assumed you were dead and gave up the hunt. Or when the others were busy, that's when I found this little treasure. Not easy to repair, but certainly worth the effort.
아 맞다. 그때 밟아서
As I
버렸지.
watched your
사일렌스가
life
저거
unfold,
해킹해
you were
놨었으니까.
like a splash of color on a worn canvas.
Did you show it to the others?
Of course not. It was your them. It's worth noting that if I hadn't, I wouldn't have known to save you at the cauldron.
So I should be grateful.
If you like.
지금 보니까 약간 악마는 프라다를 입는다의 미란다 편집장님 생각나네. 메릴 스트립. 그분 되게 좋아하거든요. 그 영화에서 나온 그 배역을.
So you know all about me.
제가.
What about you?
What would you like to?
Well,
When I was 8, thousands drowned, my parents included. My guardian. Among my peers, I was the strange girl, the orphan, all because of circumstances beyond.
oh,
Aren't we? You were an outcast. Neither did I. I climbed my way out of desolation and you first from the technical and profitable expertise, but as it turned out, the software. From there, it was only a short step to gather.
방첩
You were a
활동까지.
More like a service when I had to remain anonymous to protect my privacy. But despite that anonymity,
what happened when Farzin?
they painted an irresistible one where we explored the furthest. It was only later that they only intended to bequeath this future to the. By the time I finally figured it out, the walls were closing in. Pharaoh's
돌아갈 수가
machines were
없었구나.
devouring the earth. So I accepted Farzenith's invitation to a birth on the Odyssey. I wanted Liz to come, but she had nobler plans as she.
리스에 대해 또 물어보겠네. 아니네.
So you didn't know the other Zeniths were.
I knew some of them were. It wasn't until we were off planet. I was grateful to simply be able, but the others became obsessed with a kind. They built a colony where machines serviced their every need, where any or fantasy could be endlessly. It wasn't life. As the decades passed, I withdrew more alone yet again. But this time with eons to now finally having met you.
To do what?
Help you, of course. To fulfill Liz's dream, which a better future for humanity.
리스에 대해 물어보는 게 없네.
Beta told me your colony that you came back to Earth.
It's true. After we reached our destination, we spent decades building a new. The physical constraints of Earth abound. Think of what. It might have been a utopia. Instead, we stagnated, absorbed in these. It took a cataclysm to finally yank out of our stupor.
What happened?
A massive geological event. We knew of instabilities in the planet core, but we underestimated them. By the time the collapse was upon us, only a few of us made it to the ship. We set course for Earth, left to us.
Which you decided to make for anyone else.
Not me. He believes it's better to wipe the canvas clean than work around the more primitive tribes. No more combat mission, only a blank slate to please us. But we will stop him.
What exactly is your plan?
We will make use of a lesson I learned from an early age. Always know your exits. In this case, a place where Gerard's new construction meets the ancient foundation. A passage that only I can access. When Silence flings his army at the base, we will enter through this back door, bypassing most of the fighting. The distraction will provide us with a window in which to rescue
심플하네요.
and Gaia.
Once we're inside the base, we're...
Here in the command center. By then, Gaia will have been including Hephaestus.
What about the alpha build of Apollo on your ship?
A simple matter of recovery once the others have been dealt with. With that in hand, we'll have everything.
How do you know about Silence's plan?
He isn't the only one adept byware.
You hacked his focus?
No.
애초에
he was
방첩
too
활동을
careful
하려면
for
그
that.
정도는 할 수
But
있었어야지
his
얘도.
subordinates, he gave additional focuses to the tribals he bred.
The ones working with Regala.
By tapping their focuses, I learned the distribution of override technology and the secret pact with Regala to it.
But how did he come up with a weapon that can take...
That's the one thing I haven't been able to figure out. But however he did with it in the Tanakh army, victory seemed such a shame.
Regala's only interested in killing Hikaru and waging war. What does she have to gain by it?
It's the price she must pay for without the ability to override her little rebellion.
So she trades with the Sons of Prometheus. Machines to help her overthrow Hikaru.
In exchange for an on the base. Pride has deluded her into thinking she can act, and all without ever knowing who the sons. Yet for all of Silence's brilliance, that blind spot is what will allow
이제
us
그
to
덕분인
take
거지
fate.
While
사실상.
hundreds of Tanakh are cut down outside. So you knew Elizabeth.
Liz was everything she was.
아 리스가
I
엘리자베스.
see in you, and more. Your ingenuity. You've managed to distill her greatest qualities and make
I'm not asking about me.
the honest answer. For all the time that I spent with you, it was like
So when you met Elizabeth,
not aloof. It was a summit in Paris about machine learning because regulatory authorities were. Liz gave the keynote address. She had already achieved great renown for her work in automation, but in her address, she was an AI-driven system that would actually take responsibility.
to care about life.
Revolutionary stuff. I watched her after her talk. She had spoken with such moral authority, such empathy. I could tell she felt uncomfortable. It was as if giving the. I didn't want to be a pest, so I
So how did you finally
picked the right moment. Right as she came back to the conference, her coffee. She was fresh, rested. It was like she had braced herself for the colleagues. I asked
조급해하질
if I could walk with
않았네.
her. Then put forth a question about her talk that I
지능적이었네.
thought was intelligent. Her answer made me realize it was, but she was very welcoming, previously acquainted. It was only halfway through the conversation that I exactly who I was. It was quite a shock to me. My business was trafficking in secrets and anonymity. So that was Liz. Perpetually one. I came to view our meeting as a metaphor for our friendship. She always seemed to know me and I knew her.
I guess I know the feeling.
끝났네. 다른 길이 있을 텐데? 너 설마 테닥스 구하려 그러냐?
First Varl. Now Hikaru and the Tanakh.
홀리 쉣.
Your
너무
plan
먼
would
길인데.
wipe out an entire tribe. There has to be another way.
근데 대신 나머지를 다 살릴 수 있잖아.
We are in
확실한 방법이야
an
그거.
admittedly desperate situation, but I assure you there isn't. Remember Zero Dawn. Elizabeth's sacrifice. Sometimes many have to die for a new world to grow.
If it looks impossible, look deeper. Wait. The data channel. It still exists, doesn't it? I need you to open it. Let me talk to Beta.
Impossible. We might be detected.
It's worth the risk. There is another way, one where the Tanakh survive.
But we won't. If the others...
If you want to help, open it.
너무 막무가내인데? 아니 이게 테낙스 부족을 구하려고 하다가 사일렌스랑 대화가 제대로 안 되면 다 죽어. 두 번째 기회는 없는 거야. 되게 신중하게 생각해야 되는 부분인데 이거를
What are they doing to her?
Virtual reality dissociation. The manual merge of Hephaestus will take hours upon hours of tedious micromanagement. If she resists the work, they run simulations to induce feelings of isolation and despair.
Beta, can you hear me? You're alive. They're watching me. I can't hold up this extra projection for long. You should have killed me. No. No, look at me. I'm coming for you. I promise. Okay? I just need you to hold out a little while longer and work on the merge. Then I think it can be done. I'll contact again when it's time. Can you hold on? As long as I know you're coming for me, I can endure anything.
All right. I did as you asked. Now I think you need to tell me what you're planning.
I'm going to take Silent's army away. I don't need it. Only the weapon he made to penetrate your shields.
And how do you propose to get it? Ask him nicely?
Without Regala and her rebels, he won't have a choice. We'll be his only option.
Only option for what? What did you tell her?
That is between me and my sister. Will be Silent's only option for crashing that base. I'll tell you the rest later. But first, there are a couple of things I have to do.
Oh. And what are those?
Lay my friend to rest. And then I'm going to use the override that Beta gave me at Gemini to put an end to Regala's rebellion. From the air.
아, 써닝 타고?
Wait. Since you insist on doing things your way, I know of something that will truly help you make a grand entrance with the Tenat.
전 뭐야?
The ancient Horus Titans still possess electromagnetic
저런
energy
게
cells
있어?
as part of their arsenal. Drop one of those on Regala's army and they'll receive quite a surprise. So go, do what you must. I'll come to your base if you manage to bring silence to the table.
Not if. When.
먼 길이 돼 버렸네. 바로 끝날 수도 있는 건데. 그래, 테낙스 부족 살려야지.
Erend, are you there?
Aloy! Aloy, is that really you?
Yeah, it's me. Where's everyone else?
We're all...
10인의 날개.
we're
메인
back
퀘가
at
아니라
base.
인터루드라는 걸로 취급했었구나, 방금 건.
It might be easier to explain in person.
응?
I'll
저런
try to
놈이
join you there
있었나?
when I can.
Okay, we'll wait here for you. It's good to hear your voice, Aloy.
응? 쟤는 뭐야? 그 하마들인가? 타이드 리퍼? 아, 그 내시 닮은 애. 응? 저건 또 뭐임? 금속꽃이 있네? 이러면 괜히 떨어진 것 같은데요? 저기까지 갈 방법을 찾는 게 낫겠는데?
Just to let you know, I'm now patched into your focus network.
오케이.
Great. I take it the other Zeniths can't hear us?
Of course not. And they don't know about your base either, in case you were wondering. I've sent you data
그것도
on the
몰라?
Horus energy cells you
걔네는?
can use against Regala's forces. Reach out to me when you're ready to acquire one.
Understood. I'll stash this away for later.
뭐야? 못 넘어가 이걸? 말도 안 돼. 된다. 응? 저기 데이터 있다. 저거 어떻게 하는데? 뭐야? 길이 없는데? 아이. 여기도 있네 데이터. 화장실. 일로 비벼서 올라갈 수 있지 않을까? 아니 뭐 길을 다 막아놨어. 왜 이렇게까지 열심인 건데 금속꽃 하나에. 아씨 어이가 없네. 뭐 엄청나게 중요한 퍼즐도 아니고 그냥 금속꽃 하나인데. 됐다.
Shut this metal flower down.
그거 참 먹기 힘들긴 하네. 막 싸우는데? 뭐랑 싸우고 있는 거야? 지들끼리 싸우는 건가? 쉣, 안 된다.
Setting it on fire won't help.
뭔데? 방랑 걸린 거 아니야? 지금? 왜 안 싸워 니네? 아니
Pants subsided.
맵 참 거지 같네 이거. 아 쉣. 올 쉣. 역시 최상이 나파. 이게 참 정면에서 쓰면 각이 안 나와. 뭘 이렇게 와리가리 치냐. 역시 이게 저거다. 너무 좋다. 볼트 발사기 없는 호라이즌은 이제 상상도 못하겠어요. 레틀러 아니면 볼트 발사기 둘 중 하나 무조건 있어야 돼. 난 필수야 필수. 선택지가 아님 이건 나한테. 페카리는 왜 죽었어 불쌍하게. 자 근데 아까 여기서 누구랑 싸운 거야 쟤네? 테낙스 병사가 있었어? 미안하네 못 구해줬네. 근데 그 상황에서 그냥 내가 싸우러 나갔으면 내가 죽었을 거야. 어쩔 수 없어. 얘 가끔 4개도 나오던데 4개 나오는 조건은 뭐지? 피가 없을 때 4개씩 나오나? 일단 돌아가죠. 메인 큐 진행하러.